Wood frame versus concrete block construction. Is there a difference in price between those two kinds of products in Jupiter Farms? My broad thesis was there's going to be a difference in price. I didn't know how big that difference or small that difference was going to be. This whole thing was born out of observation, right? If you start in Miami and move up to Broward County and up to Palm Beach County, what you've seen is first all the available land gets bought up, which we're now down to less than 1% of the total land area vacant and available. Then all the wood framed homes get bought up, and then the concrete block homes that have cast iron piping underneath them are bought up. All three get redeveloped into new product. That's been the move here for, a bunch of years. And I was just curious if that trend is continuing up to Jupiter Farms, and if so, if there's a reasonable rift in pricing between wood frame and concrete block. So let's see if I've piqued your interest a little bit here. What I did is I isolated Jupiter Farms, and I went back and looked at the last 6 months, the last 180 days of sales. This was done in October of 2023, just for reference here. So I did a 6-month look back, and I looked at the total number of single-family homes that had been sold. That number was 75. So there were 75 homes sold in Jupiter Farms over the last 180 days. From there, I had to drill down to the different construction types. So I had to separate out frame construction from concrete block construction, and then a third category, which was kind of mixed materials. Maybe some of it was frame and some of it was concrete. I excluded those because that's not going to be an exact one-to-one, so I wanted to get rid of those. So of the 75 sales that took place, 24 were wood-framed homes, 42 were concrete block homes. I excluded the other sales because, again, they were mixed material types. So what do you think the data looked like? Let's pull up a first slide. Let's start with wood frame. So here we are, of the 24 homes that sold, the average price, $817,312. The median price, $669,500. This is the thing I really want to highlight. The average price per square foot, $348.60. I want to use price per square foot in this analysis so that we really get a one-for-one. I just think it's going to be the best measure here, but I think it's worth looking at all three categories, but I really think looking at price per square foot here is going to be the most important thing. So let's pull up the slide here for concrete block homes. Of the 42 concrete block home sales, the average price was $1.18 million. Median price, $900,000. Average price per square foot, $556.75. Big difference, right? Big difference in all the numbers. I want to pull up the last slide because this one, really kind of blew me away a bit. Look at the difference. 46% difference on a per square foot basis between what a wood frame home sells for and a concrete block home sells for in Jupiter Farms. Statistically, very significant difference, very significant. I do want to put in a couple of words of caution and in all fairness here. I didn't make any adjustments for things like pools, exterior structures, things like that. It is more likely that a concrete block home is going to have a pool. So this isn't a one-for-one. This isn't a, hold everything to this difference and I'm looking at two different houses and one is worth half of what the other one. Don't do it like that. This is just to say, overall, I think it's very important if you're looking at a wood frame home or a concrete block home to understand that your offer to purchase or your pricing for sale are likely not going to be the same. But I think something this statistically significant is something that both buyers and sellers really want to pay attention to. Now, this is also not to say that buyers should not consider wood-framed homes. That's not at all the case. You're going to be able to acquire a property in Jupiter Farms for less money if you buy the wood-framed home. So if you're looking on the lower end of pricing, logic is just going to tell you you should probably start with the wood-frame home. There's a whole lot of them that have been kept up very well and are in very good condition. But just know from the start, you'll probably get a better deal on a wood frame home than you will on a concrete block home. So again, if you're kind of budget constrained, I would go the route of starting with the wood frame and just understand what you're buying. Now let's also say this, there is going to be a higher cost to carry on the wood frame home. Your cost of insurance is going to run higher because the likelihood of fires or hurricane damage are going to be larger on wood frame homes than concrete block homes. So your insurance premiums are going to look different based on the materials type. So again, lower cost to acquire may cost you more to carry. Just something to be cognizant of. Certainly means during the inspection period, you'll want to get your insurance quotes. That should be done anyways. No matter what, if you're interested in buying a home and you're in your inspection period, as soon as you get that 4-point inspection report back, get it right to an insurance carrier, get your quotes. Don't wait for the insurance or the inspection period to expire. Don't wait towards the end of your deal. Don't do that. You need to know what your costs are. So anyways, important to note that while wood frame homes do sell for less, they are perfectly appropriate for some buyers. If you're thinking about selling your home and you pull up the 4 homes that sold around yours, and yours is wood frame and all 3 of those are concrete, you need to be cognizant of that because your value is likely not going to be the same as your neighbor's value or based on your construction type. So I think it's my overarching theme here is that it's very important to pay attention to the type of materials that the home was constructed with. So I think this is important for both people looking to buy a home in Jupiter Farms and somebody looking to sell a home in Jupiter Farms. It's not an end-all be-all, of course, but I do think it's an important consideration, and I wanted to bring it to people's attention. If you got something out of this video, please like it, subscribe to it if you want, but more than anything, please feel free to call, text, or email me to talk about real estate because that's what I do. We'll see you soon.